Coming up on City Spotlight, it's our second episode on Robinson this season as we start the second half of Season 10 of City Spotlight. This episode on Robinson features education in Robinson. First, we talk with Josh Quick, Superintendent of Robinson Schools. Josh gives us an overview of the Robinson School District, buildings, plus the programs offered to Robinson students. Then, we learn about Lincoln Trail College from new Lincoln Trail College President, Tona Ambrose. Tona tells us about the area that Lincoln Trail College serves and gives us an overview of the Lincoln Trail campus. We're talking all about education in Robinson on this second episode on Robinson, here on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.
And welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. As you can see, we are on location for this latest episode here in Season 10. We're starting the second half of Season 10, and we are back for a second time in Robinson. Yes, here in Season 10. We started the season in Robinson, and we're going to start this second half of the season in Robinson. Here in this episode, we're going to talk all things education in Robinson, and we're going to start here in this first segment talking Robinson Schools. And to help us out, we welcome first time to the program, Superintendent of Robinson Schools, Josh Quick. Josh, great to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Glad to be here again in Crawford County, and we're going to learn all about Robinson Schools in this first segment. But before we talk the buildings and the curriculum and all those things involved with Robinson Schools, Josh, you're a first-time guest on the program. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, well, I've been in education for 29 years, and 22 of those years have been here in the community of Robinson. I came here as an elementary principal at Washington School back in 2002, and have been here in the community ever since. I did attend college at EIU, which is a fact I'm very proud of. So good to be a part of this program at my alma mater. And just have really, my kids grew up in this community, and I really have a heart for the community of Robinson.
I was just going to ask you a follow-up about, you've been here in this community so many years, almost 3 decades now. What has kept you here as an educator in Robinson and Crawford County?
Well, I think the bottom line is that I was comfortable here as an educator, seeing the support of the community and the love and care that the community has for its young people. And quite frankly, it was a great place to raise my own family. My wife and I have 4 children that grew up here in the district and attended our schools, and it's just a great place to live in a very supportive community.
All right, very good. We learned a lot about Robinson in our Crawford County This Is Our Story program that we aired previously on WEIU, so those words certainly were echoed in that program. All right, thank you for that introduction of yourself, Josh, and let's learn about your school district that you lead, and let's start with the facilities. You have a couple of elementary grade schools, and those are Lincoln and Washington schools. What can you tell us about those?
That is correct, yes. So we have what are called attendance centers, so all of our kids at a given grade level attend the same school as opposed to neighborhood schools. So Washington School houses students in preschool through 2nd grade. Great. And then Lincoln Grade School has 3rd through 5th grades. Okay,
very good. And where are those roughly in town? Because we're going to talk about where the middle school and the high school, which are kind of on the northern end of town, where are Lincoln and Washington schools here in Robinson?
Washington School is actually right adjacent to Washington Park here in town, which is a nice amenity for that staff and for those students to have the park right across the street and be able to access the facilities over there. So they are on the north, just on the near north side of town. Lincoln School is our only building that is on the south end of town, and, at the corner of Poplar and Lincoln Streets. So,
very good. Part of asking educators such as yourself questions are, how are the buildings doing? And so give us a little bit of history and any recent work that's been done to either building.
Sure. Well, you're asking this question at a unique time here because
Lucky
we're
me.
yes, we are in the process of doing some facilities planning for the future. Our buildings are varying ages. Our high school is relatively new. It was constructed. It opened in 2000. It was constructed in 2004.
Correct.
We moved in, I believe, in the spring of 2005 into the new building.
Okay.
So it's our newest facility. And we have Nuttall Middle School that houses grades 6 through 8. It was constructed in 1972.
Right.
Washington School was approximately 1965 when it was constructed, and then Lincoln Grade School has 3 different wings to it, as
Wow.
is often the case in older schools.
You add on.
So you add on as the needs change, and so the original part of Lincoln was constructed in 1935.
Okay.
And there was another addition put on in the mid-50s, and then finally 99-2000 time period was the final addition to that facility. So obviously, there are some varying needs at those buildings, some of
Yes.
it due to the age, and we are going through a process currently with the board and with some community input to try to figure out how do we get these facilities ready for the next generation of learners.
Right. Very good. And you talked a little bit ahead on the buildings with the older kids. So I started kind of with the buildings with your
Sure.
youngest kids, but that planning, obviously, you kind of continuously look forward to the future and how you can serve future kids of the community. And it must be very interesting, to be an educator such as yourself when you're looking at 4 buildings that are all different in age.
Right. Yeah. So and each one has its own challenges, but we're starting to coalesce around what are the things that are most important that we need to address. And again, we want to make sure that our kids have the best facilities possible going into the next generation, because schools have changed quite a bit since. Certainly since I was a student, and even since I started my career in education. Obviously, technology is a big part.
Yes.
Working in groups and collaborative activities are much more a part of education than what maybe they were when I was sitting in a classroom myself.
Right. Not just places for the students to learn, but also those teachers and educators to teach in. So they need the adequate facilities to do their job too.
Definitely.
All right. We move on from the buildings housing the younger students. Let's move up to the north end of town where Nuttall, is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, Nuttall Middle School.
And you mentioned the age of that building, and that is the current middle school, and that was what it was built initially to be.
Yes, it was designed specifically as a middle school, and at that time, in the early 70s, there was a kind of a building technique called an open concept building. So the academic wing of Nuttall Middle School literally has no walls between the classrooms.
Really?
So it's kind of unique, and of course, people that are new to that concept or have not seen it in action before, they think, oh, that must be awful to walk into a middle school and you're going to have all this noise and all these, nobody's going to be able to concentrate. And it's actually quite the opposite. It's one of I really enjoy walking around Nuttall Middle School because you can kind of engage with what's going on without having to, open a door and interrupt anything.
Wow.
You can kind of just walk around and see what's going on. And it actually, I think, for some kids, for some it may be a challenge to focus at times, but I think for the majority of our kids, it actually helps them to focus in more because they really have to zero in on what is going on in their area. But there's literally no walls.
Interesting how a concept many decades ago and became a positive and a different kind of I'm trying to think of the artistic word I'm thinking of, but it worked out in the long term, obviously, for the students and the staff.
It has, yeah, and our staff really does a nice job with rolling with the facility that we have, and
Very good.
And again, it's not maybe everybody's preference, but it works well for us.
Now that is the school closest to where we're taping here. We're taping here in the middle of February at the school district offices for Robinson Schools. That is the closest building to where we're taping, and not too far from that on the north end of town, as you mentioned, Robinson High School. Now, obviously, you said it was built, so obviously, I'm trying to remember, obviously being up in Charleston in central Illinois, we're in southeastern Illinois, the previous school, the previous high school, was it damaged via weather? Was that what happened? What was that?
Well, it was, over the years, there was just a progressive deterioration of the facilities,
Yes.
and so weather and, challenges with maintenance
Right.
kind of contributed to that. But then also, as we talked about earlier,
Right.
the challenges of trying to integrate technology, and that, obviously a building in the early 1900s wasn't designed to
Yes.
accommodate the type of learning that that we're doing in the 2000s.
So you have a high school, which how many school districts anywhere can say they have a high school that's 20 years
less,
or 20
yeah,
years
20
or less?
years old, right?
And so, what are some of the standout things of the current Robinson High School, that being a younger building? What are some of the things that you have in there that are of the now and moving forward that you can say stand out to you?
Yeah, so I think we have great facilities in terms of our science labs, our CTE programs.
Very good.
That's something that I'm very proud of in our district, that even during a time of challenging financial conditions, we were able to hold on to our career and technical education programs. We have a building trades program. We have family and consumer sciences, including both the kind of the foods and nutrition and sewing, textiles, that kind of thing, as well as childcare program. We also have an auto still. We have a technology program.
That's a lot of programs.
And we cooperate with Lincoln Trail College to provide welding opportunities for our students as well. So I feel very fortunate about all of that. And in addition to that, we have able to offer higher level science and math curriculum, great lab facilities for our students. And just a very comfortable, clean learning environment for them at the high school.
A wealth of programs. One of my recent episodes we taped in Cumberland Schools, talking about all the available things outside of the basic K through 12 learning opportunities for students, especially at the high school level. It's very cool to hear of those things that could become a future career for them.
Right.
Any other programs or curriculum in the buildings, the younger than high school, that maybe you want to highlight in our first episode here on Robinson Schools?
There's a lot in addition to our core academic programs. I'm really proud of our pre-K programs, that we were able to get kids off to a good start with their educational experience. We have an awesome staff and programming there for pre-K. But all of our, if I was going to say something generally about the whole school, we're just so fortunate to have a staff. They make all the difference in the world, but a staff that cares about getting those successful outcomes for our students, and that again makes all the difference. But we have a lot of neat things that we're able to do. I'm really proud of our fine arts programs as well. That this is a community that's very supportive of the arts, whether it's visual arts or theater or music. All of those things are supported here, and our kids have a lot of opportunities to participate in that.
Fantastic. Only got another minute or two with you, Josh. Great having you on the program for the first time. And I have two questions here. I'm trying to think on the spot here what I want to ask you, but
how about the easier one?
Well, how about give me a goal or two that you have for the school district moving forward? Obviously, you've been here a long time. You were a teacher, principal, everything up to this superintendent role. What are some other things other than the physical? There are some goals of yours for the school district moving forward.
I want to continue the process of trying to find out, how we can make each individual child successful, because it looks different for every individual. For some it may be going to a 2-year or 4-year college, but for others it may be that career and technical education where they're finding a pathway directly into the work world as they leave us. But I just want to make sure that we have opportunities for all of our students, regardless of which pathway that they're following.
Fantastic. First time taping Robinson Schools segment here on City Spotlight. We are pleased to have talked with the superintendent of Robinson Schools, Josh Quick. Josh, pleasure having you on. We look forward to coming back.
Nice talking with you.
Thank you very much. And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll continue the theme of education in Robinson as we go talk for the first time about Lincoln Trail College. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Robinson. And we're back here on City Spotlight, this new episode here on Robinson. We're going to continue talking education, and as promised, we've changed locations and we are now taping for our first time at Lincoln Trail College. And to help us out, we welcome first time to the program, the new president of Lincoln Trail College, Tona Ambrose. Tona, great to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Great to be back at another community college, now here in southeastern Illinois, as we've taped our second episode here on Robinson. Look forward to learning about Lincoln Trail College in this segment with Tona. But first, let's talk about Tona and tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming to Lincoln Trail College here in Robinson, Illinois. I started as the president here August 7th, 2023, so a little over 6 months.
Wow. And
I am thrilled to be here. I've been part of the IECC district for 5 years.
Okay.
So I started here at Lincoln Trail 5 years ago as the College Access Director, and then moved into the new position that was open, which was the Director of the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning. That's something that the district wanted to establish and open. And so I did that for 2 years, and then just, again, put my name in the hat and applied for the presidency. And so here I am now at Lincoln Trail as the new president.
Have the 6 months gone by as fast as it sounds?
Yes, they definitely have. Haven't had 2 days that were the same yet. Yeah.
And what have you enjoyed about being a part of this this world of academia here? Smaller community colleges, but nonetheless, it's a college that provides education.
Yes. I love everything is very student-centered, student-focused, and I think it's also unique in that our district is a 4-college system. So there
Please
are
elaborate on that.
three other sister schools. So of course, Wabash Valley and Mount Carmel, Olney Central College and Olney, Frontier Community College in Fairfield. And so I'm part of a team, and that's fantastic. So I have other presidents I can reach out to if I have questions, and we have a fantastic leader, Chancellor Dr. Gower, who leads this district, and so it's just a really great team to be part of. And again, that's been very helpful in being a new president, is having other people I can call and reach out to if I have questions.
Be able to collaborate with. Very good. Thank you very much for that. And what? How do you think your previous position or things that you've held prior to this becoming president of Lincoln Trail have helped you prepare for this new endeavor?
Okay. So before I worked at a large Division II public four-year university in Michigan, and I was part of a team. I was a liaison between our department and the K-12, the high schools primarily, out and across the entire state of Michigan.
Wow.
So I was part of a team, and we had to collaborate, and that included admissions and records, that included the academic and advising department, and just various departments. We had to work together, and I helped students in the high school grades transition into the college, scene and that whole new environment. And so working together with other people and just kind of looking at everything through the new students' eyes has really helped give me perspective here in this new position.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for that background on you. Let's talk about the institution that you lead, which is Lincoln Trail College, located east of Robinson, off of Illinois Route 1. Give us a little bit of history of this college.
Lincoln Trail started in 1969, again, part of a 4-college system. And I like to say it's in the middle of everywhere. Some people say it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's in the middle of everywhere. We're just a couple hours from Indianapolis, St. Louis, not too far up to Champaign, Illinois, and then a little bit farther to Chicago. So we draw students in, a lot of students locally, but we also draw students in from all across the state and even across the United States and then internationally. We have 37 students here that are from other countries, which I absolutely love. We have a diverse student body, and that makes for rich conversations and just, again, a great place for students to call home here after they leave high school. And Lincoln Trail is not just for students just graduating from high school, of course. We have adult education, we have continuing education, we have various career and technical education programs. So really there's something here for everyone, I think.
Your location, obviously you mentioned all the people, the students and non-traditional students that attend Lincoln Trail College. Would you say the majority of the people that attend Lincoln Trail College are from the vicinity of the Robinson, Crawford County area?
Yes, but we are definitely making our dent outside of these counties.
Yes.
And so again, our athletic programs draw in a lot of students. And again, we have a couple of career and technical education programs. For example, our broadband technology program is the only one like it in the Midwest. And so we sometimes have students come from, the far side of Indiana or come from other places, and they stay here for a short time and get that degree, and then they move on. So yes, most of the students who come here are, from around the area, but we definitely have reasons for students to come from afar too.
Yes, there is a map over Tona's head, shoulder in the wide camera shot. She was saying all the dots on the map are international students, so that is very cool to hear about. Let's talk about some of your physical buildings. Obviously, this is a shorter segment. For future episodes, we can talk more, but give us an overview of some of your more notable buildings on campus.
Okay. For me, this is an exciting time to come into Lincoln Trail, because as I was taking this new position, our brand new Crawford County Recreation Center was just opening, and that was a 7-year project. So a lot of people before me worked tirelessly to make that happen. That was a collaboration with our college, our Lincoln Trail Foundation, our community partners, and so many people were part of that dream, and it came true, and we opened in December. And so our students take advantage of that, and our faculty and staff, but then also the community. And I love pulling into campus early in the morning and seeing the parking lot full of community members who are using that rec center.
It does have the name Crawford County in it.
It does, because it is open to Crawford County, and what a blessing to have that right here on our campus and see people coming and going day and night to use that facility.
Fantastic. So that's a very, very new thing, probably the newest thing on campus?
It is,
okay.
Yes.
Anything else notable physical-wise? Give us a layout of some of the other buildings you have, arts, anything else?
Okay. So the Lackey Music building was built recently, and that is getting utilized. Our performing arts department is fantastic. We run a lot of programming through there. But we also just broke ground a few weeks ago on a new facility, 10,000 square feet, across the street from the rec center behind the baseball diamond, and that's going to be our new athletic facility, our sports performance facility for our student athletes. The batting cages will be in there, an indoor soccer area, locker rooms, weight equipment. So our athletes will get their own sports performance training center, and again, that's due to open in July.
Wow.
So that'll be exciting right before the new school year.
Congratulations in advance.
Thank you. The student athletes are very excited about that.
Yes.
And then also our new technology center is out for bid right now, and so we hope to break ground on that soon, and that will open in the fall of 25.
It'll be here on campus?
Be right here on campus, just north of this main building here, Williams Hall.
Very good.
And it will house our broadband telecommunications program, welding, and our process technology program. Again, another stellar program that we have here at Lincoln Trail.
Well, you put me on notice with when it possibly will open, so I'll have to try and maybe come back.
We'd love to have you back.
Groundbreakings, new buildings,
Yes.
new things opening are certainly one of the stalemates of this program. We look forward to possibly coming back and covering that when it opens.
Yeah.
You kind of name drop some programs, highlight some of your curriculum and programs here at Lincoln Trail.
Okay. So again, I mentioned our broadband telecommunications program, and that is a wonderful program for students to go into. And again, the only one like it in the Midwest. And that is an area with internet and just all the things that we know and how important that is. That is a great program, because students will get a job when they're done, when they complete that program. Students can start that program when they're in high school. We have dual credit classes that they can start, so it's a quicker completion after they graduate, and they can move on. And we have folks calling us regularly to say, who do you have almost done with the program, or who can we hire sometimes before they even complete all of their coursework. So we have, again, process technology is a great program in the career and technical field, but then we have a variety of students who come here and they get their transfer classes out of the way because they start here and then they want to move on to a 4-year. And as I mentioned earlier, before we started, Illinois has a new law now where if students graduate from an Illinois high school.
This just took place here as we tape here in the middle of February.
Yes, just getting going with this, but students who graduate from an Illinois high school and come here to an Illinois community college, take at least 38 credits, transferable credits, and have a 3.0 GPA. When they do well here, they can be automatically admitted then into any state 4-year university in the state of Illinois. So it's a great path. It's a great pipeline for students to become a part of, and then the work's just kind of done for them. They can graduate, come here, get on their feet academically and then move right on to a 4-year university and finish their degree there.
Yeah, we were about to hit the record button, and Tona was working at her workstation, and she told me that information. That's good for me to know because I have freshmen at another community college in the area.
Yes.
Very, very good. You got going here at Lincoln Trail College in August. What do you think about being an educator here in Robinson and Crawford County?
I love being an educator here. You know, our mission statement is what drives us, and we do strive to provide exceptional education and services. And I'm so happy that we have this community college right here in Crawford County because it gives students a place to start after high school. It gives also folks who maybe didn't go to college yet, or they want to change careers, or they want to finish a degree or a program. It gives them an opportunity to come here and to do what they need to do and to reach those goals. And so without Lincoln Trail College being here, students would have to go a lot farther.
Correct.
To do those things, and I don't know if it would be possible. And so having Lincoln Trail College right here in the middle of this area just gives everyone looking for something educationally a place to go and to see those dreams come true.
Fantastic. This has been our second episode here on Robinson as we move along here in the second half of Season 10 of City Spotlight. We're glad to be back here focusing on education this time around in Robinson, and we're grateful for the first time talking with Tona Ambrose, the president of Lincoln Trail College. Tona, great to be here. We look forward to coming back.
Thank you. I look forward to having you back on LTC's campus.
Thank you so much. That'll do it for our latest City Spotlight episode as we've been on location here in Robinson. Thanks for watching.
City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.